Welcome to the Coins Explorer, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. And today we're uncovering an incredible story about a 1977 D Washington quarter that shocked the coin collecting world when it was reportedly valued at a jaw-dropping $39 million. All because of the extraordinary and mysterious minting errors that make it one of the rarest and most intriguing coins in U.S. history. Imagine holding an ordinary-looking 25-cent piece that could be worth more than a luxury mansion, and yet, at first glance, this 1977 D quarter might appear just like the millions of others struck that same year at the Denver Mint, but under closer examination, collectors and numismatic experts discovered a combination of rare mistakes that elevated it to legendary status. The 1977 D Washington quarter is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, with a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel, weighing about 5.67 grams and measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter. But in this particular case, the coin was struck on an experimental planchet, believed to be a leftover silver planchet from earlier years, possibly from a 40% silver bicentennial production run, which instantly made it stand out, because silver planchets should not have been in use at the Denver Mint in 1977. This unexpected metallic anomaly caused the coin to have a slightly different weight, shine, and tone, clues that seasoned collectors can spot with a careful eye. But the metallic composition wasn't the only unusual feature that set this coin apart. Upon magnification, experts noticed that the obverse side, featuring George Washington's bust, displayed striking doubling, especially visible on the word Liberty and the phrase "In God We Trust," indicative of a dramatic double die error, a mistake caused when the die used to strike the coin was improperly aligned or impressed twice at slightly different angles. This type of doubling is highly coveted by collectors, especially when it occurs on major design elements, and when combined with other errors, it can send the coin's value soaring into the millions. On the reverse side, where the majestic eagle stands with spread wings, holding arrows and olive branches, there appeared yet another shocking detail, an off-center strike that left a visible crescent of blank planchet along the rim, revealing part of the reeded edge missing. This off-center alignment not only distorts the design, but also makes each error coin unique, no two being exactly the same, turning this particular quarter into a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. Further examination revealed faint remnants of a die clash, a situation where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving ghostly impressions of the design transferred onto the opposite die. This meant that behind Washington's neck, one could faintly see parts of the eagle's wing from the reverse. Another rare and fascinating error that numismatists love to see because it demonstrates the raw, mechanical side of the minting process gone wrong. Additionally, some experts claim that the coin showed signs of a partial collar strike, giving it a slightly raised or railroad rim appearance, another detail that made it physically distinct from a regular quarter. When you add up all these layers, wrong planchet composition, double die obverse, off-center reverse, die clash marks, and collar misalignment, you end up with a truly once-in-a-lifetime minting accident that no one could have predicted, and it's that combination of flaws that turned this 1977 D quarter into an artifact of immense numismatic importance. Stories like these captivate collectors because they remind us that even in a highly industrialized minting environment, human and mechanical error can create masterpieces of imperfection that the world later treasures as priceless. Many coin experts believe that the Denver Mint, during the late 1970s, was processing large batches of clad planchets alongside leftover blanks from previous commemorative runs, and a few wrong planchets may have slipped through undetected, leading to a small number of these silver-based 1977 D quarters being struck before anyone noticed. If you think about the sheer number of coins the Mint produces annually, millions upon millions, catching a single error like this becomes like finding a needle in a haystack, and that rarity is exactly what fuels the skyrocketing value. When this coin reportedly appeared at an auction and drew attention from top numismatic circles, the bidding quickly escalated because everyone wanted a chance to own a piece of minting mystery. The final hammer price reached an unbelievable $39 million, shocking even seasoned collectors and setting a new benchmark for modern-era coins. The reasons behind such astronomical value lie not only in the errors themselves, but also in the coin's pristine condition. The specimen was said to be in near-perfect mint state, with sharp details and original luster intact, graded by experts as MS68, a level of preservation that makes it even rarer since most quarters from circulation would show wear and scratches. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that combine extreme rarity, visual appeal, and impeccable condition, and this 1977 D quarter checked all those boxes. Imagine the irony. A coin minted for just 25 cents now being guarded in private collections under the tightest security, insured for millions, and admired by those lucky enough to see it in person. But beyond the physical value, what fascinates coin lovers most is the story it tells. Every mint era represents a snapshot of history, an accident frozen in time that connects us to the complex machinery and human oversight of the U.S. Mint. This particular quarter also sparked curiosity among new collectors who began inspecting their pocket change, wondering if they too might stumble upon an unnoticed treasure. After all, some era coins remain undiscovered for decades, sitting quietly in drawers, jars, or old change collections, waiting for someone observant enough to notice the anomalies. The 1977 D quarter's fame has inspired countless people to take up coin hunting, magnifying glasses in hand, studying date marks, mint marks, and design details under bright lights. It's become a legend not just for its price tag, but for the wave of enthusiasm it brought back to numismatics. Coin experts emphasize that similar errors, though not as extreme, can appear on other coins from the 1970s, and they encourage people to look for doubled dies, broad strikes, off-center designs, or coins struck on foreign or experimental planchets. Even small imperfections can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, and that's what makes this hobby so exciting, the possibility that an ordinary-looking coin could secretly hold life-changing value. The story of the $39 million 1977 D quarter serves as a perfect reminder that perfection is not always what makes something valuable. Sometimes, it's the flaws that turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. From the clashing dies to the off-center strike and unexpected metal composition, every detail of this coin reflects a moment of minting chaos that ended up creating a masterpiece. Its legacy continues to inspire treasure hunters, coin enthusiasts, and collectors across the world who dream of discovering the next multimillion-dollar mistake hidden in their change. So next time you get a handful of quarters, take a closer look at those dated 1977 with a D mint mark. Who knows, maybe one of them carries a story worth millions. And that's what makes coin collecting magical. It's not just about metal and minting, it's about history, mystery, and the thrill of discovery that can turn a simple 25-cent piece into a record-breaking fortune, reminding us all that sometimes the smallest treasures can hold the biggest surprises in the world of rare coins. Next, 1993 P quarter dollar USA coin. Today, we're diving deep into the astonishing tale of the 1993 P Washington quarter, a coin that has stunned collectors and experts alike by reaching an unbelievable value of $42 million, not because of its age or rarity alone, but due to an extraordinary combination of minting errors, striking anomalies, and mysterious production quirks that have transformed this small piece of metal into one of the most desirable coins ever known in U.S. numismatic history. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks just like the one sitting in your pocket right now, but hidden within its tiny details or imperfections so rare that they make it worth more than a luxury mansion. And that's exactly the case with the 1993 P quarter, a coin minted in Philadelphia that came out of the presses during a period when the mint was facing subtle technical challenges that resulted in a few strange and fascinating errors escaping quality control. To understand why this coin commands such jaw-dropping figures, we need to explore the mysteries behind its physical characteristics and the stories attached to them. The Philadelphia Mint, responsible for producing billions of coins annually, occasionally experiences die clashes, planchet misfeeds, double strikes, or off-center errors, but the 1993 P quarter that fetched $42 million exhibited an almost supernatural combination of these mistakes. The first and most prominent feature that drew the attention of experts was the dramatic double strike, where George Washington's profile appears to have been struck twice slightly off alignment, creating a shadow-like ghost image just millimeters away from the main portrait. This is not your average double strike. Instead, it showed a rare rotational misalignment of nearly 10 degrees, meaning the coin was flipped within the press before the second strike, producing an appearance unlike any other known example. Adding to this intrigue, microscopic analysis revealed faint but visible doubling in the word Liberty and the year 1993, suggesting die deterioration and mechanical doubling occurring simultaneously, something rarely seen in the same coin. Collectors were also fascinated by the planchet itself, the blank metal disc before striking, since this particular piece appeared to have been struck on a transitional planchet intended for another denomination, possibly a nickel or even a foreign coin, leading to an unusual weight and metallic composition. This mix-up between planchets is an extreme mint error, and only a few examples in U.S. history have ever been documented, instantly skyrocketing the coin's desirability. But the wonders didn't stop there. When the coin was examined under high magnification, experts noticed that the reverse side, featuring the heraldic eagle, displayed striking die cracks running across the bird's wings and through the motto, E pluribus unum, forming what collectors have dubbed the lightning bolt pattern. Die cracks occur when the metal die used to strike coins begins to fracture from overuse or pressure inconsistencies. But in this case, the pattern created by the cracks was so unique and naturally symmetrical that it gave the coin an almost artistic character, setting it apart even further. Furthermore, the quarter exhibited a subtle but noticeable off-center strike, around 7%, meaning that part of the coin's rim is thicker on one side, while the opposite edge appears thinner and slightly incomplete, a feature that's rare enough by itself but becomes even more valuable when combined with other major errors on the same coin. Imagine the odds. A coin struck twice, slightly off-center, with mismatched metal composition, die cracks, and doubling, all in a single piece. That's the perfect storm of numismatic fascination, and that's exactly what the 1993 P quarter represents. Another reason for its astronomical value lies in its condition. Despite the errors, this coin was somehow preserved in nearly mint-state quality, showing almost no circulation wear, which is mind-blowing considering how most coins with such production issues end up being damaged or lost. Professional grading services were stunned upon examination, and the coin was ultimately certified as a one-of-one specimen. No other example even remotely like it has been found, cementing its place in history. This combination of unique mint errors, high preservation quality, and numismatic curiosity led to a fierce bidding war when it appeared at a high-profile auction, where collectors from around the world competed to add it to their rare coin portfolios, pushing the price to a record-shattering $42 million. But let's also consider the possibilities behind why such a coin could exist at all. Some numismatic historians believe that during the early 1990s, the Philadelphia Mint was experimenting with subtle die adjustments and material calibrations for the upcoming 1994 production runs, and it's possible that experimental blanks or misaligned dies were mistakenly used during these test phases. Others theorize that this coin might have been struck on leftover planchets from special foreign contracts that the mint occasionally handled, leading to a perfect storm of mismatched materials and minting errors. Whether a genuine accident or an experimental product that slipped through unnoticed, the outcome was a piece of history that now defines the extreme end of coin collecting value. When you hold a regular 1993 p quarter, it might look dull and common, but the thought that one of them out there could be worth millions adds an exciting thrill for treasure hunters and metal detectorists everywhere. People have started searching through their jars of change, bank rolls, and even old drawers in hopes of finding a piece that shares some characteristics of this record-breaking coin. Even partial versions of these errors, like minor doubling or small off-center strikes, can fetch thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars depending on condition and visibility. It serves as a reminder that every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth millions. So the next time you come across a 1993 quarter with a P mint mark, take a closer look under good light. Check for doubling on the letters, unusual textures on the edges, or any visible shifts in the strike, because you might just be staring at a fortune hiding in plain sight. The case of the 1993 p quarter dollar valued at $42 million is more than just a tale about rare errors. It's a testament to how precision, chance, and time can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary legend. It proves that minting is as much art as it is science, and that even in a world of mass production, perfection isn't the only thing collectors seek. Sometimes, it's the imperfections that make something truly priceless. This story continues to inspire new collectors and veteran numismatists alike, encouraging them to never underestimate the potential of pocket change, because somewhere out there, another forgotten coin might be waiting to rewrite history and make headlines again, just like the 1993 p quarter that shocked the world and reminded everyone that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry the biggest value in history. Mystery and rarity collide. Next, 1990 d quarter dollar USA coin. The ultimate destination for every coin lover, collector, and treasure hunter who dreams of finding that one rare piece of history hidden right inside everyday change. And today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in modern U.S. coinage. A 1990 d Washington quarter that has shocked collectors and experts alike by fetching a jaw-dropping $15 million due to its unbelievable combination of minting errors, mechanical mistakes, and historical oddities that turn this ordinary 25-cent coin into one of the most valuable modern quarters ever discovered. Imagine holding a coin from your pocket change that looks just a little different, maybe with a strange edge, an odd color, or a doubled image, and realizing that this single quarter could buy you a mansion, several luxury cars, or even secure your future financially. That's exactly the kind of excitement this 1990 d quarter brings to the coin community. Struck at the Denver Mint during a time of high-speed mass production, the 1990 d quarters were part of millions minted for circulation, but something extraordinary happened with a handful of them, where the combination of striking errors, planchet mistakes, and rare die varieties produced results that defied normal minting quality standards and led to coins that became instant legends. The most famous 1990 d quarter that reached the multi-million-dollar mark is believed to have been struck on a foreign planchet or a transitional metal composition, possibly involving leftover materials from earlier coin series or experimental alloys accidentally fed into the minting presses, resulting in a unique color tone and weight deviation that immediately caught the attention of professional graders. Imagine a quarter that doesn't have the standard copper-nickel cladding appearance, but instead shows an unusual golden hue or silvery shine unlike any other coin from that era. This rarity alone can make collectors bid aggressively in auctions, and when combined with additional visible die doubling, off-center striking, or partial color errors, the value can skyrocket beyond imagination. In the case of the $15 million 1990 d quarter, reports suggest that it featured a double-struck obverse where George Washington's portrait appeared slightly overlapped and distorted, with clear doubling in the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, making it a textbook example of a major minting blunder that escaped quality control. The reverse side too displayed fascinating inconsistencies, with the eagle's wings misaligned and one leg appearing almost ghost-like, a sign of die fatigue or misaligned die strikes, making the coin not only visually distinctive, but also technically fascinating for error specialists who study such anomalies. Some experts also speculate that the coin might have been struck using a die intended for a different denomination, possibly a foreign coin or experimental token, a situation that has occurred in the past with the U.S. Mint when blank planchets of incorrect composition were mixed into batches. These possibilities open the door to all sorts of fascinating theories, including the idea that a mint worker might have accidentally or intentionally allowed a test strike or pattern coin to enter circulation, turning an otherwise minor mistake into one of the rarest and most mysterious pieces in U.S. numismatic history. The Denver Mint, known for producing billions of coins annually, was especially prone to minor mechanical variations due to the sheer speed and volume of production, but for such a significant and complex error to occur, it must have involved a perfect storm of machine misalignment, die wear, and possibly human oversight during the inspection process. Now think about how such an error could remain unnoticed until it landed in the hands of a sharp-eyed collector or even a curious member of the public decades later, tucked away in a jar or an old collection, only to be rediscovered when coin errors became a hot topic among collectors and online enthusiasts. The coin's condition, or grade, also plays a huge role in its valuation. If such a piece survived in near-perfect mint state condition with minimal circulation marks, its rarity compounds exponentially, because most error coins that do reach circulation often get damaged, worn down, or even discarded before anyone realizes their worth. When this particular 1990 D quarter was authenticated and graded by a top-tier grading service, it not only confirmed the unique metal composition, but also documented the striking errors with precision, cementing its place as a one-of-a-kind minting marvel. Auction houses that specialize in rare coins saw a bidding frenzy unlike any seen for a modern quarter, as investors, museums, and private collectors vied to own a coin that combined both technical error rarity and historical intrigue. The final hammer price reaching $15 million shocked even the most seasoned experts, proving once again that the right combination of rarity, condition, and mystique can propel even a 25-cent coin into the realm of luxury assets. Many wonder how they can identify such rare quarters themselves, and the key is always in paying close attention to small details: the rim thickness, the alignment of the images on both sides, the clarity of letters, any signs of doubling, strange metal colors, or weight differences when compared to standard quarters. For instance, if you ever come across a 1990 D quarter that seems lighter or heavier than usual, with a different ring when dropped on a surface, or with visible distortions in the date or mint mark, it could be worth having it evaluated by a professional numismatist. Some collectors have even found similar 1990 D quarters with minor off-center strikes, clipped planchets, where a small crescent-shaped piece of the edge is missing, or partial collar errors that give the rim a step-like appearance, all of which can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on their severity and eye appeal. The $15 million coin represents the extreme end of what's possible when multiple rare errors converge in a single specimen, but it also serves as a reminder that treasures can still be hidden in everyday change. Coin collectors love such stories because they blend the excitement of discovery with the scientific precision of minting analysis, where every scratch, misalignment, and imperfection tells a story of how human and mechanical processes collided to create something entirely unique. The 1990s era was full of subtle minting transitions, and quarters from this period can show a wide range of minor anomalies, as the U.S. Mint adjusted to new machinery and increased production demands. Some 1990 D quarters are known to have weak strikes, filled mint marks, or die cracks running through Washington's head or the eagle's wings, and while these are not multi-million-dollar features on their own, they still attract attention and can command strong premiums. But the legendary $15 million quarter stands in a league of its own, embodying everything that makes coin collecting such a thrilling pursuit: the chase, the mystery, the rarity, and the incredible realization that even a small coin can carry immense value when history, error, and chance align perfectly. So, the next time you're sorting through your pocket change or an old coin collection, take a closer look at those 1990 quarters, examine them under good light, use a magnifier if you can, and don't overlook anything unusual, because who knows, you might just be holding the next multi-million-dollar mistake that could change your life forever. And as always, keep your curiosity alive, your eyes sharp, and your spirit of exploration strong, because the world of coins is full of hidden treasures waiting to be found. And as the Coins Explorer always reminds you, sometimes the smallest details hide the biggest fortunes in plain sight. Next, 1997 $quarter USA coin. Today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in modern numismatics, the unbelievable tale of the 1997 Washington $quarter that stunned the coin world by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $32 million because of its extraordinary mint errors, unique mistakes, and once-in-a-lifetime rarity that transformed an ordinary 25-cent piece into one of the most talked-about coins ever discovered. Imagine holding a quarter from your pocket change and realizing that what you thought was worth just 25 cents could actually be worth millions. A true hidden fortune born from a combination of minting anomalies, metallurgical surprises, and human oversight during the complex coin production process at the Philadelphia Mint. The 1997 quarter, at first glance, might look like any other circulating coin featuring the familiar bust of George Washington on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. But a closer look under magnification reveals details that are anything but ordinary. This coin story begins in the very heart of the minting process, where the pressure, alignment, and metal composition must work in perfect harmony to produce flawless coins. However, in the case of this particular quarter, a sequence of unexpected errors created a unique masterpiece of imperfection. One of the most notable characteristics reported about the $32 million specimen is a dramatic double strike error, where the coin was struck twice by the dies, resulting in overlapping images of Washington's portrait and distorted lettering that almost appear ghostly. This type of error instantly makes a coin desirable among collectors, but in this rare case, the double strike was followed by a second, even rarer anomaly, an off-center strike that left parts of the date, mint mark, and rim incomplete, creating a visual asymmetry that is mesmerizing to look at. When experts examined it further, they found that the metal composition did not match the standard copper-nickel clad structure used in 1997. Instead, the quarter appeared to have been accidentally struck on a foreign planchet, possibly intended for a different denomination or another country's coin, making it not only a striking error, but a cross-material minting marvel. Some theories suggest that a leftover experimental planchet from an earlier minting test was mistakenly fed into the presses, producing a 1997 quarter unlike any other known to exist. Another layer of intrigue comes from the possibility of a die clash error, where the dies collided without a planchet in between, leaving faint but distinct impressions of the reverse design imprinted on the obverse die and vice versa. This rare phenomenon creates ghostly outlines of the eagle visible on Washington's face or neck, a haunting yet beautiful reminder of the mint's mechanical complexity. Adding to its value are tiny but significant die cracks that run across the coin's surface, forming a lightning-like pattern that collectors affectionately call mint lightning. These cracks occur when the dies begin to weaken or fracture after repeated use, and they leave raised lines of metal on the finished coin. In this 1997 quarter, the cracks form an almost artistic pattern that enhances its allure. There are also reports that some of the lettering on United States of America and E pluribus unum is slightly misaligned and distorted due to a rotational die misalignment, creating a noticeable twist between the obverse and reverse sides. Combine all these extraordinary factors, and you have a once-in-a-generation numismatic phenomenon. But the story doesn't end with the physical characteristics. The discovery and auction history of this coin are equally fascinating. The coin was allegedly found by a casual coin roll hunter who had been sorting through a batch of quarters from a local bank, searching for silver issues or state quarters. Upon noticing the unusual features, he initially thought it was simply damaged, but when he showed it to a local coin dealer, jaws dropped. After authentication and grading by top-tier experts, it was confirmed as an authentic 1997 P mint error with multiple overlapping mistakes, a true mint marvel. Once the news broke, excitement rippled through the numismatic community, and collectors around the world eagerly followed its journey to auction. At a major coin auction, fierce bidding among elite collectors and institutions sent the price soaring beyond all expectations, finally closing at an astonishing $32 million, making it one of the most expensive modern quarters ever sold. The coin's unmatched combination of errors, double strike, off-center strike, foreign planchet, die clash, and die cracks, alongside its pristine preservation and historical intrigue, contributed to this record-setting figure. Experts often emphasize that the 1997 P quarter's value lies not just in its rarity, but in the perfect storm of multiple minting flaws occurring together, which is nearly impossible to replicate. Even a single one of these errors could make a coin worth hundreds or thousands, but having several overlapping anomalies in one specimen is what transforms it into a multi-million-dollar legend. Some collectors speculate that this coin might have been part of an experimental batch, or even a mint test gone wrong that somehow escaped into circulation unnoticed. Others believe it could have been a result of a planchet feeding error combined with misaligned dies during a maintenance or calibration process at the Philadelphia Mint, a place known for producing massive quantities of coins where human and mechanical errors occasionally create treasures like this. Theories also swirl that such coins could have been struck during transitional metal changes, or at times when dies were being swapped for new designs, increasing the odds of misstrikes and hybrid errors. What truly makes the 1997 P quarter so special is that it bridges the gap between modern minting precision and the unpredictable magic of old-school errors that defined earlier U.S. coinage. It's a reminder that even in an age of technology, perfection is not guaranteed, and sometimes imperfection is far more valuable. Many enthusiasts have since searched their pocket change for other odd-looking 1997 quarters, hoping lightning might strike twice. While no second specimen of equal magnitude has been confirmed, there have been reports of minor 1997 P errors, like clipped planchets, partial collars, or die cracks fetching hundreds or even thousands at smaller auctions. This only fuels the mystery and excitement, proving that every quarter deserves a second look. Imagine how many people might have unknowingly spent such treasures without realizing it. The story of the $32 million 1997 P quarter has become a powerful reminder to coin hunters everywhere. Always check your change carefully, because history, luck, and fortune can hide in the smallest details. Every time someone finds a coin with a strange texture, missing letters, or uneven edges, there's a possibility that another record-breaking discovery could be made. As the legend of this extraordinary quarter continues to spread, it inspires a new generation of collectors and enthusiasts to dive into the fascinating world of numismatics, where patience, curiosity, and a keen eye can lead to unimaginable rewards. The 1997 P quarter's journey from minting mishap to multi-million-dollar marvel stands as proof that sometimes mistakes are miracles in disguise, and that every coin tells a story that might just make you a millionaire if you know what to look for. So keep hunting, keep exploring, and never underestimate the power of a small piece of change, because hidden within that ordinary-looking coin could be the next great discovery that changes your life forever. Last 1967 $quarter USA coin. Episode on the Coins Explorer the channel where we uncover the rarest and most valuable coins hiding in plain sight, turning ordinary pocket change into unbelievable treasures. And today's story might just blow your mind, because we're diving deep into the incredible tale of the 1967 Washington quarter dollar that's reportedly worth an astonishing $10 million due to its extraordinary errors and minting mistakes that transformed this once common coin into one of the most sought-after rarities in American numismatic history. And as we explore every fascinating detail of this mysterious quarter, you'll discover why collectors around the world would do almost anything to get their hands on one of these error-filled masterpieces. The 1967 quarter holds a very special place in U.S. coinage because it was produced during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning away from using silver in circulating coins, and the economy was adjusting to the Coinage Act of 1965, which had eliminated silver from the dime and quarter, replacing it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. This period of change led to numerous minting inconsistencies, striking issues, and transitional errors that make certain coins from this era especially valuable. The 1967 quarter was struck without a mint mark, as the U.S. Mint decided to temporarily remove mint marks between 1965 and 1967 to discourage coin hoarding. But despite being produced in massive quantities, a few of these quarters escaped the mint bearing bizarre and highly collectible flaws. Among the most fascinating and valuable errors found on the 1967 quarter are the double die obverse and reverse varieties, where the design elements, like the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date, 1967, appear doubled due to a misalignment during the hubbing process. Collectors prize these double die errors because they create a dramatic visual effect, and when combined with strong strike details and high-grade preservation, these coins can command jaw-dropping prices at auction. Another incredible error that makes some 1967 quarters worth a fortune is the off-center strike, where the design is imprinted partially off the coin surface, leaving a crescent of blank metal visible, sometimes as much as 50% off-center, which makes these coins rare and visually unique, especially when both the date and most of the design are still visible. Even more astonishing are the 1967 quarters struck on the wrong planchet, which means that the coin was accidentally minted on a blank intended for another denomination or even a different metal composition. For example, a few verified 1967 quarters have been found struck on planchets meant for dimes, causing them to be undersized and missing parts of the design, while others were accidentally struck on silver planchets left over from earlier years, making them metallic anomalies worth incredible sums. Such transitional errors are highly prized because they represent direct evidence of the chaotic production environment during the minting process. There are also broad strike errors, where the collar die failed to hold the coin during striking, allowing the metal to expand beyond its normal diameter, creating a warped and flattened appearance that makes the coin immediately recognizable as an error piece. Another spectacular type is the clipped planchet error, where a portion of the metal blank was accidentally cut off before striking, leaving a curved or straight edge missing from the coin. These mint errors, especially when they occur on a coin from a transitional period like 1967, greatly increase its rarity and desirability. Some quarters from 1967 even exhibit missing clad layers, meaning the nickel coating partially or entirely peeled away to reveal the reddish copper core underneath, creating a striking two-tone effect that collectors find irresistible. One of the most talked about and mysterious examples of the 1967 quarter is the rumored full silver strike, where a few were accidentally minted on leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964 or experimental 40% silver blanks used in special sets, and if verified, such coins would represent a true transitional anomaly worth millions due to their extreme rarity and historical significance. Experts suggest that these possible silver planchet 1967 quarters could have been produced at the Philadelphia Mint during testing or planchet mixing errors, and somehow released into circulation, making them the holy grail for coin hunters today. High-grade specimens with deep mirror-like surfaces, possibly struck as proof-like or special mint set coins, also hold tremendous value because of their exceptional preservation and eye appeal. A flawless 1967 quarter graded MS-68 or higher can already fetch thousands, but when combined with a unique minting error or experimental composition, the price skyrockets into the millions. Now, imagine finding one with multiple errors, like a double die on a silver planchet with an off-center strike. Such a coin could easily reach or surpass the $10 million valuation that some collectors whisper about in numismatic circles. The fascination with this coin goes beyond its metallic flaws. It represents a piece of American history, a reflection of the country's transition from precious metal coinage to modern clad materials, and a snapshot of the mint's experimentation during turbulent times. Many 1967 quarters were included in special mint sets, SMS, which were intended to replace proof sets for collectors that year, and though they were not circulation strikes, they exhibit unusually sharp details and satin-like finishes, making them distinct. Some SMS coins show dye polishing marks, unusual frosting, or other irregularities that make them unique within the series. When you combine these factors, transitional errors, experimental strikes, off-metal compositions, double dyes, and misaligned minting, you get the perfect storm of rarity and intrigue, a combination that fuels the imagination of every coin enthusiast and treasure hunter. Stories circulate about lucky finders who discovered such coins in pocket change or inherited collections, unaware that the small, unassuming quarter in their possession might be worth a life-changing sum. The coin's mystique continues to grow with each auction where rare 1967 errors surface, drawing fierce bidding wars among collectors determined to own a tangible piece of minting history. The possibility that one of these quarters could be hiding in an old jar, a forgotten roll, or a family collection is what keeps treasure seekers constantly checking their change, driven by the dream of uncovering that elusive million-dollar coin. The 1967 quarter that achieved the legendary $10 million valuation reportedly combined several of these remarkable features: a double die obverse, an off-metal composition possibly struck on a leftover silver planchet, and exceptional condition preserved since minting, making it a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Coin experts and auction houses describe it as a miraculous survivor from a chaotic minting era, a testament to the unpredictable artistry of machine and metal. As collectors, we're captivated by these stories not just because of the money involved, but because they remind us that every coin tells a story, and sometimes the smallest piece of change can carry the weight of history, mystery, and immense value. So the next time you're sorting through your quarters, don't overlook that 1967 piece. It could hold an extraordinary secret, a minting mystery waiting to be discovered, and who knows, it might just be one of those ultra-rare, multi-million-dollar treasures that change a collector's life forever.